Hello, beautiful! Today's episode is a very controversial one. We are going to talk about trans women raping cis women. Wait a minute, is that right? Let's find out. Well, hello, gorgeous people. It's Paula de Monaco here with another in-depth look into the conversations that make your comment section lit. Today is cis women versus trans women, fears and facts. Why are some cis women so alarmed at sharing bathrooms, locker rooms, or shelters with trans women? And where did the whole trans woman are rapist rumors came from? Well, buckle up. This one's gonna be a ride.
I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no.
Okay, babes, quick reality check. Sure, there have been a tiny handful of high-profile UK cases. Karen White, aka David Thompson, who assaulted women in prison.
A transgender prisoner sexually attacked inmates in a female jail. Stephen Wood, who became Karen White, was given a life sentence for raping 2 women, then assaulting 2 more whilst on remand. This led to questions about where prisoners who are transitioning should be held.
Isla Bryson, who raped 2 women before transitioning.
This is a dangerous, violent sex offender, a double rapist once known as Adam Graham. And here is the same person now identifying as a woman, Isla Bryson, a predator who's been detained in a women's prison.
The reality is, this double rapist, this beast, is in a women's prison right now.
And Lexi Rose Crawford, convicted of rape and assault.
Crawford committed this heinous crime just weeks after being released from prison for the rape of a teenage girl. Crawford will be sent to a men's prison to serve his sentence due to recent policy changes regarding gender self-identification in UK prisons.
But with trans people making up about 0.3% of adults and fewer than 5 such convictions, that's under 0.1% of all rape cases, while cis men commit over 95% of sexual offenses. And no, predators are not sneaking by pretending to be trans. 0 documented examples. 0. Meanwhile, trans folks face way more violence themselves.
She is talking about the terrifying encounter.
She was found shot to death near this overpass.
Says she was attacked because of her identity.
These stories of violence against transgender people in Houston are not uncommon.
Basically, we have no rights. We're animals, we're creeps, we're sissies, and abomination to God.
She was sexually abused by both prisoners and staff.
So yes, these crimes happen and deserve justice. But using a few rare cases to claim all trans women are rapists or threats, that's pure misinformation. Let's stick with the facts, okay? Now let's go over all the fears out there, starting with fear number 1. They will assault us. The anxiety. You've heard it a million times. If you let trans women into women's restrooms, predators will sneak in, posing as trans, to assault innocent women. Sounds terrifying, right? Like a Lifetime movie. But is there any real data? Spoiler. No. Here's the reality check. Law enforcement agencies and university researchers have looked at every state's reports and found zero evidence that trans-inclusive policies led to any increase in sexual assaults in restaurants or locker rooms.
2 women have been charged in the alleged sexual assault of a transgender woman in Raleigh, North Carolina. The woman was in a bathroom inside a bar back in December. That's when she says 38-year-old Amber Harrell and 31-year-old Jessica Fowler began touching and verbally abusing her, as well as exposing themselves. Once she left the bathroom, the woman says the pair's alleged assault continued as she and the bartender called on them to stop. Now Harrell and Fowler are facing second-degree kidnapping and sexual battery charges.
In fact, trans people are far more likely to be victims of violence in these spaces than anyone else. We are not the predators. We are the prey. Now let's imagine a timeline. Let's pick a state. A liberal one, California. California passes a trans-inclusive restroom law. Cheerleaders for the Meet predicts dozens of attacks. Months later, 0 documented cases. It's radio silence, honey. Picture this. Samantha, a cis woman, walks into a coffee shop bathroom. She hesitates, glances around, realizes there is a trans woman at the sink, checking her lipsticks, the hair, I don't know, and nearly calls security. Until she remembers she's on her way to her first date and needs to pee. They exchange a polite nod, no drama, no assault, just two women taking care of business. How nice is that? Quick stats reminder. Trans folks are 4 times more likely to experience violence in public restrooms than to commit violence there. Bottom line, worrying about trans women attacking cis women, that fear is built on myth, not on data. And now, fear number 2. What if it's just a man in disguise? The anxiety. Cue the horror trope. Some man will pretend to be trans to sneak into woman's locker room. Think horror film villain monologue. Yes, I would just call myself trans and stroll right in. Ooh-ha. The reality check? Well, law enforcement records offer no mass of cases where men masquerade as trans women commit sexual assault. None. 0. No cases. University surveys checking campus bathrooms before and after trans-inclusive policies found no increase in any assault or harassment reports. Courts across the country have dropped or dismissed claims suggesting man-in-disguise scheme because of total lack of evidence. And now it's time for another lyric story for you. Let's imagine, Greg, the hypothetical predator. He spends months on Reddit reading trans 101 threads, attends a single P-flag meeting, then he decides, perfect, I'll just transition to gain restroom access. Sorry, Greg, but legal and medical transitions take time, paperwork, therapists, sometimes surgeries. It's not that easy. The bottom line, the man-in-disguise scenario is fictional boogeyman, funny Halloween movies, but non-existent in real life. Fear number 3. It's not natural. The anxiety, God made you male or female, period. We all seen the billboards or scroll past the Facebook rants. The message, binary biology is the only truth. The reality check, biology is messy. Intersex folks are born with a variety of chromosomal, hormonal, or anatomical traits that don't neatly fit XX or XY. They're not unnatural, they are human. Neuroscience studies, hello BST research, find that trans women's brains often share structural similarities with cis women's brains in areas linked to gender identity. Mind and body, they're not equal. Gender identity is a complex interplay of hormones, genetics, brain structure, and lived experience, not just some plumbing at birth. Story time. Remember Alex, assigned male at birth but always loved painting nails and wearing dresses, just like me? His mind quietly shouted, girl, while his body said, boy. After transition, Alex finally felt at home in his own skin. That's not a trend. That's authentic self. Bottom line, natural is a buzzword that ignores human diversity. Our bodies and brains don't come with a one-size-fits-all manual. Fear number 4. 4. What about safety in sports or shelters? The anxiety. If we let trans women into women's shelters or sports teams, it's a safety crisis. The reality check. Shelters. Many trans-inclusive shelters already operate with 0 increase in safety incidents. Trained staff use screening, private areas, and policies to protect everyone. In sports bodies rely on testosterone thresholds to ensure fair competition. No slam dunk advantage here. Story time again. Take Rainbow Heaven, a women's shelter in State B, let's say Washington State, which started welcoming trans women last year. 1 year later, not a single saved complaint related to trans residents. Meanwhile, they provide refuge to dozens more people escaping violence. The bottom line, Inclusion doesn't equal danger. Policies and training keep everyone safe. Fear number 5. Social upheaval and losing my space. The anxiety. Some women fear losing their safe spaces, their exclusive domains of sisterhood. Change feels like invasion. The reality check. Community building. Trans women often share the same concerns about safety, dignity, and respect in women's space. We're allies in need, not intruders. Now let's picture this. Linda, a cis feminist, was hesitant about trans inclusion in her local women's circle. After meeting Jasmine, a trans activist, at a workshop, she realized they share the same goals. A world where all women feel safe and valued. Now they co-host events. Power duo. Bottom line, fear of losing your space dissolves with empathy and dialogue. Real feminism embraces all women. Now let's recap. Rape by trans women? No, rock solid stats. Men's disguise attacks? That's fiction. Unnatural argument? Biology is diverse. Safety in shelters or sports? Policy plus training equals secure. Safe space threatened? Inclusion builds solidarity. All this panic? It's built on myths, not evidence. Trans women aren't a threat. They're humans deserving respect. If you learned something new, hit the like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you witnessed these fears in real life? How do you combat misinformation? And don't forget to subscribe for more myth-busting, tea-spilling, and unapologetic true bombs. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, stay fabulous. Until next time, bye-bye.